Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Dave. I am 1/3 of the PVD Horror crew. I am not here with Brandon and Josh today because I am just doing a solo film review. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Fear Street Part 2, 1978. So the reason why I'm doing this solo and we're not talking about this as a group is because we want to kind of be able to share our opinions about these films independently. So I don't want my view of the film to then skew what Brandon would say and Josh would say. So I just kind of wanted to give you my point of view and just kind of acknowledge that Brandon and Josh might have totally different views on this. But as far as I go, I do love slasher films. So, you know, the idea of having these, these films come out on this weekly basis, that's kind of got the slasher film aspect as well as, some other elements. We got witches and, whatever else. It's pretty cool. So I love the fact that they're releasing this trilogy in consecutive weeks like this. It's been fun to just kind of look forward to stuff like this. Next week we got part 3 coming out. So, it's exciting. And the greatest part about this is these movies don't suck, because that is kind of what I was expecting from a Netflix horror film. I was kind of worried that these were going to be really geared towards teens and kids and, not that there's anything wrong with that per se, but, not necessarily something that I'm going to want to enjoy. But with that being said, even though we see some of the casts from teen films that we all know, they're definitely gearing this towards adults. So while kids might enjoy it and they probably shouldn't watch it, this is something that, I feel like I can sit back and enjoy for sure. So part 1, I absolutely loved. I thought it was great. I guess my expectations weren't super high to begin with, so it definitely exceeded my expectations, and I think that kind of helped me enjoy it a lot more. So part 2 came in, and this is kind of revolving around a summer camp. We're in the year 1978 now, as opposed to 1994. I probably set my expectations a little higher based on the fact that I liked the first film, and I do love anything summer camp themed. So naturally, I was all about it. With that being said, I did enjoy the film. Thought that, the characters were okay. There's a lot of drama in this one. Not that there wasn't in the first one, but it felt like that drama was kind of getting a little ugh, all right, can we move on a little bit? So for me, I could have done with a little less of the relationship drama stuff, but I know that was probably a very primary focus of the plot. I just kind of wanted to see more slashing. So that part I could have probably have tweaked a little bit, and I think that could have sped up the film a little bit. It came in at about 1 hour and 47 minutes. Not super long, but also think they probably could have shut off 15 minutes, and I think I would have actually been, totally with it the whole time. With that being said, we see some of the killers that we saw that we were introduced to in the first one. We get a little backstory on the guy with the axe, which is cool because he's a pretty badass looking guy. We don't see him with that mask on until the end, and when we do, it kind of comes full circle. So that was cool. I like the tie-in of the film. I like how, at the end, we see a little glimpse of what we're going to see in the next one. So we're kind of starting to connect all these dots. I think the story itself, this overarching story about the witch, and, they're talking to this girl that had previously dealt with the witch. I think the story is cool. I really enjoyed it. Actually, in the first one, I was like, this is stupid. It's going to be about a witch and they're all coming back to life and shit. And I didn't know if that was going to be for me, but I got to say, I'm actually on board with it. I think the story is kind of cool. It's different. So, kudos to them for putting this all together. So kind of what I was saying before I got off on a tangent a little bit. I didn't like this film as much as the first one. I found myself at some points kind of zoning out a little bit, and then kind of getting back into it when something cool would happen. And I didn't have that happen so much with the first one. I was kind of locked in the whole time. So on that end, I gotta say it didn't meet my expectations as much. But it was still a very good film. The guy with the axe does some brutal stuff. Most of it's on screen, although there was a couple of kills that they do off screen, which I get why, because they're actually killing off kids, which, you know, bravo to them for going there. So yeah, this one, I definitely think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think it's going to connect the whole story together. The third one looks awesome. I'm really hoping it lives up to the little glimpse that they showed at the end. Looks like it's going to be really dark, and that's going to be cool. So yeah, this is, for me, the way that I felt about this one was, this was more about just continuing that storyline, as opposed to if like this were a singular film by itself, I probably would watch it once, tell people that I enjoyed it, and then probably never think about it again. Whereas the first one, I probably would say, yeah, I could picture myself maybe revisiting that at some point, or, you know, something like that. So I have a feeling people are going to like this a little bit more than me, just because of the summer camp theme. And I think people are going to really dig that. But, you know, on my end, it just, you know, I'm thinking back to, I guess I'm comparing it a little bit to some of the summer camp films from the past that I love, The Burning, you know, the Friday the 13th movies, Final Girls, stuff like that. It's, you know, so it just didn't live up to that stuff for me. But yeah, I think I've said this a bunch of times. I enjoyed it. It just didn't necessarily meet the expectation I had. I'm super stoked for part 3 though, regardless. That's, you know, this doesn't deter me. Like I said, I still enjoyed it. And I enjoy this storyline, and I enjoy just the fact that we're getting these Fear Street movies. I think this is so cool, and this is definitely something that I hope that we see again with, you know, either Fear Street, another storyline, or something totally different, because I think this is such a great idea. I know the people that are into these movies are anticipating them each week and looking forward to the Friday that they're going to get released. It's also really cool that we're getting this while Joe Bob is not on, because, you know, Friday nights get a little lonely without Joe Bob, so we got this. So that's it. Nothing, you know, too shocking to say about the film, but just kind of sharing my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely check it out, though. Don't sleep on the movie. I would definitely check it out. I hope I don't deter people from watching it, because I think that you should watch it just for the mere fact of it's continuing the storyline. So when the third one gets out, you guys are going to know exactly what's going on, because these films all do tie together. So yeah, check out Fear Street Part 2, 1978. It's on Netflix. Make sure you check out the first one first. You're going to have no idea what's going on. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And those are my 2 cents. I'll talk to you guys later.